Okay, so here's going to be a quick run through on the change order process inside of a contract job. From the homepage, navigate to the Contract Projects module by using the Projects dropdown from the main menu, which is in this area on the left of the screen. Select the project you need to adjust. So when this job has started and this schedule of values is set up, that's what the job is. Anything in addition to what the client originally asked for needs to be submitted in a change order. Now we're going to show you how that process actually looks. We're going to go first to create an extra work authorization by selecting from the Add to Project drop-down button. Now, this is basically probably some guy in the field. The client maybe walks up to him and says, "Hey, I need you to do X." The guy in the field says, "Okay, we'll do that." So he pulls this up, and this is probably going to be done mostly on the mobile app. He's going to open a new extra work authorization. He's going to give a little description of what this is being asked of him to do. And then he can add some line items, although he doesn't have to. In this case, he says he needs some material, 100 feet of wire. Now you're going to notice here that there's no dollar amount applied here. This is basically the client authorizing the person to go ahead and get to work on this. We'll sort out costs later. So the user's going to say, "Okay, good. Is this what you want me to do?" and allows the client to review the changes. The client's going to hand it over to the guy in the field, and he's going to authorize. He can add a comment of his own here, and he's going to do a signature, and then he's going to authorize it. Now that that's been authorized, an email blast is going to go out to anyone connected to this project, including the project managers and all that, saying, "Hey, so-and-so just approved this extra work." So the project manager back in the office gets that extra work authorization from the field, and he's going to create a change order request for that. Select Add Change Order Request from the Add to Project button dropdown. And in this case, he's going to select EWA, which is automatically going to pull in the line items and content from that job that guy in the field put in there. But now he's going to be able to put dollar amounts to this. So he goes ahead and puts dollar amounts in here. Let's just say 100 feet at a rate of $3 a foot. We have a markup tax available. He can go ahead and add other things. Labor costs on that. Let's say electrician labor that costs 40 hours at $27 an hour. He can add a description here for requested work, whatever he wants to put in there. So now this is the project manager actually pricing it out and saying, "Is this acceptable?" And he's going to go ahead and save that. And then he's going to send this to the client for approval. I'm going to go ahead and just preview it. So the client gets this. He looks at this and he says, "Yep, that's good. I'm going to approve this." Client is going to give it his own change order number for his own reasons, and he's going to probably round this number off. "Okay, I approve this change order for $1,700 and approved by Mr. Smith." He inserts his own description that goes on the billing for adding work. And then he can drag and drop any support files here. They're going to supply their own change order to go with this, but he's going to go ahead and hit approve. Now that's been approved. So we're going to go back over this and refresh the screen. We're going to take a look at this, and we're going to see this is now an approved change order since the client approved it himself within the system. Now, if we go to actual change orders, here it is, and the actual change order is what ends up on the invoice. Here's the client's change order. You can go and take a look at it. It's got his name for change order 3. Now, they can combine multiples into one, but that can get confusing, so we don't need to get into that right now. But that's a finished change order. So now, if you go back to your contract, this item is now an additional change order on the contract. And if I were to go from here and do a pay application, also showing the change order here, and we build this in percentages, just like we build everything else in contract projects. So that's the goal, a change order process from the guy in the field to the guy in the office, adding numbers to it and sending that off for approval to the client, approving it, and that getting automatically put onto the schedule of values for billing here. A little complex, but totally worth it in the end. Well, that's it on this overview of project changes. Thanks.